Crash and Burn RC asked, when is the next Q&A? Right now. Hey, welcome to Flight Test. I'm Josh, and this is Josh.
Hi.
Now, one thing that we like to do every once in a while is do a Q&A.
We love Q&As.
We love to hear from the community, and we want to let you guys know what's going on.
Yeah.
So let's get started.
We got a lot of them.
We have some papers here, lots and lots of questions. Stephen Hetherington asks, how many full-time and part-time staff does Flight Test employ?
Well, thanks to you guys, it's getting more and more every day.
Yeah.
So we are constantly adding to the Flight Test family as we grow, do different things like FT STEM, FT groups, and also manufacturing, shipping to Europe. So thank you guys. Right now, I think
top of your head,
we're up to about 20.
20.
Yeah, thank you guys.
That's really cool.
When is Flight Fest 2017? The answer is which one? Because we're hopefully going to have a Flight Fest East, a Flight Fest West, and later in the fall, a Flight Fest South, all in the U.S. So we're going to have at flightfest.com the specific dates, but for Flight Fest East, the date's going to be right here. All right, let's see. Ben Anigian.
Close.
Can you guys please finish the Shinden? Yes. A matter of fact, we're not going to finish the Shinden, but our great group of beta builders is. Huge shout out to Dale Stratton. We're going to be releasing the Shinden along with the MiG-3 coming up this year. And Dale Stratton fixed a lot of the characteristics on it. Look for that probably around March, April.
Gnarly.
Thank you, Dale.
Let's move on.
So, Noel. That's a nice name. Noel Matthew Mall. Josh Scott, what is the passage on your arm tattoo? And also, he has a different question. FT. What flight controller did you use on the flying Christmas tree? Those are very
related
two very
questions.
unique ones. Yeah.
Okay, so I have a few. The one that you're probably talking about is actually the lyrics to a song. I'm a music director at my church for my full-time job, and so I write a lot of songs. And so that was one of the first songs that I ever wrote for the church, and it's based off a passage of scripture, a couple passages of scripture from the New Testament. But
can they go to Spotify and see how do they get to
They
listen to
can,
music?
yeah. You can go to Spotify or iTunes. The band is called Saints, and we have one album out that's actually a self-titled album, so it's just called Saints. And then we have another one that's called You Remain. So you can check it out on Spotify for free, or you can go buy it on iTunes or Apple Music. You can check it out on Apple Music.
It is awesome. Too. Love this guy.
Okay, the other one?
The system that's controlling the flying Christmas tree, and also for that matter, the flying Death Star, is actually the same controller, which is the vector controller that powered the flying fire extinguisher that Peter built well over a year ago. So what Chad and TJ did is they actually took that, extended the arms, modified that frame. That's what the Death Star actually cupped around, but then they took that in about 3 hours and converted it to carry a Christmas tree. Pretty cool stuff. So the vector flight controller system, and by the way, there's a mini version coming out soon. A lot of people have asked also, where is Peter Schriepel? And Peter Schriepel is still, a wonderful part of the community. He actually went home to help out his family in their family business, but he does have his own YouTube channel.
Peter Schriepel. So check it out on YouTube. A lot of really great content, definitely focused around Peter's passions. It's really good stuff. Tim Olson wants to know, he says, I'm looking to get a Spectrum transmitter, but I have no idea what I should get. I don't have a lot to spend, so any ideas? Awesome. Well, there's a lot of great transmitters. If you're looking specifically in the Spectrum line, 2 transmitters I would say is the DXE is sub $100. It gives you a lot of great features. Also, you can have multiple models on it, but you use your iPhone and a cable that connects to it. So you can actually have different profiles for different models, use your iPhone to program it, and it gives you a lot of advanced features. The DX60 is a little bit more, but it gives you multi-model memory and a lot of other advanced features like video frequency channel select for a lot of these multi-rotors coming out. A little bit more price tag, but a lot more features. There you go, Timmy. There you go. Taylor Jenkins says, would there be a chance that you would consider coming to New Mexico for Flight Fest West? We already have a spot picked out there, don't we? We do have a spot for Flight Fest West. I'm sorry, it's not in New Mexico. It's going to be in California. If you go to flightfest.com, we're going to have a lot of details about that, and that's going to be the end of April. So Taylor, would you consider coming to California for Flight Fest West? I hope you do. Duarte Brito, I'm sorry if I messed that up. He wants to know, which is the stranger Josh? That's really, we can't answer that. Yeah, we'd probably have to ask the guys we work with. Yeah. Who do you guys think?
I think it's Josh. I think it's the other Josh.
Which is strange. What was the question?
I'm not sure yet.
I think that Josh is the most strange because of the things that he says when he's sleeping.
Everybody is strange in this shop. I want to say Josh.
Is that good? Okay. Chris Snipes says, can the DX6i be used for a differential thrust plane such as the Sea Duck?
Yes, it can be. You do have to do a little bit different on the mixing. It only gives you 4 programmable mixes, so you got to be careful. If you have any other mixes on there like dual ailerons, you're not going to have enough. But you can do it. You just simply want to slave your throttle to another channel and then slave your rudder to both the throttle, and then the other mix is the rudder to that channel that you slave to the throttle. We have a really good video down there below that you can look. It's based on a Grapner, but you can take the same technique and put it over on the DX6i.
Cool. Oh, this is a fun name. Lolo Mo Meyer. Why don't we get more speed build kits in Germany? For example, the Spear.
Great news, Lolomo. I got it right?
Maybe.
Great news, Lolomo. We actually have the Spear over. Grapner is being so kind, they're distributing for us. If you go to Grapner's website, I believe it's grapner.de. You'll be able to see that the Spear is done. Every time we make new models, we're trying to get ahead, where as we release them here in the US, we're also going to be releasing them in Europe, Germany, UK, and all the areas around it. So good question.
Nice.
All right, Andrew Snyder, thank you for the easy name here. Will you be doing more videos and challenges with STEM classes? Oh, absolutely. A matter of fact, guys, I want to really thank you. The response to that STEM initiative with the Alpha Bravo Charlie has been amazing. And if you guys aren't aware of that, what that is actually where students took on a challenge, they designed a product, we showcased that product, but we're also using part of the proceeds to fund future FT STEM classes.
Right.
So whenever you go to the store, you buy an Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie, you give teachers the opportunity to actually submit applications for that money to be able to use in their STEM schools to fund it. So you're actually funding future STEM growth in that. Our goal is to actually use other schools and other challenges to continue to bring that product in to fund more future FT STEM growth. So look for that. And by the way, January 31st is the deadline for teachers to submit that application. If you're a teacher or an educator, you want to submit an application, the link's down below. But the 31st of January is your deadline. Sam Mitchell, what was the worst injury you have ever had while filming on the show? Keep up the awesome work, guys. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that.
Worst injury.
Is it physical or mental? There was a pretty rough season we had when we went to California.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
I do. Well, I hit Eric Monroe in the face with, what were we slope soaring with?
Versa Wings and I think the guinea pigs.
Yep, I hit Eric in the face.
Oh! Who got hit?
And then Alex went down the hill to retrieve a Versa Wing.
Yeah.
And didn't know that all these bushes had like poison oak or something.
They weren't even bushes. They were like, it was like a poison oak garden.
Yeah, he got jacked up.
And he climbed through it. And before I had to go to California, I fell out of a
treehouse.
Of a treehouse.
Because of a murderous raccoon.
A little baby murderous raccoon scared me, and I fell out of a treehouse.
That was all the same week.
Broke my wrist. And
Oh yeah.
Made it fly.
Christian Meese says, why is Christian the best member of the inventory team?
That was planted. That is Christian Meese.
Christian.
Gotcha. But he is the best guy. He's also our only guy.
Oh, he's also the worst. Cool. Adam Klein said,
love you, Christian.
When will be full-scale Fridays, and will we see more large-scale RC flying?
Yes, on both. January 2017 is going to be an amazing new year. We're going to be adding additional content like what you see right here. Our desire is, with the platform you've given us now, to add additional content that's going to be all around general aviation, from building to flying and everything in the journey in between.
That's right.
Now, if you feel like you can help or know someone who could, you can contact us through our contact page in the description link below. Our hope is that on top of the Monday and Wednesday content that you see, that we'll really be able to fulfill our dream and showcase every aspect of flight with additional content to come in the future. Yeah, 2017 is going to be a really exciting year with a lot of great new things, but we really also want to cover some of the great things like, balsa building, gas, nitro. Look for it all to be coming out in 2017.
Marius Baumgartner, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
If I messed that up. Hi.
Hi.
Is there a chance that Flight Test will be doing more aircraft reviews in the future?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Michael Sherman wants to know, are you all going to create an EDF aircraft kit in the future?
We have the FT Viggen out, and the FT Viggen runs off of, I believe, a 70 millimeter EDF. One reason why we haven't done too many more EDFs is we don't have a power pack for them, and it's really hard to get a consistently good EDF power pack. So in 2017, one of our goals is to get an EDF 70 millimeter power pack. We can release it and do a lot more designs too. But also, our community has come out with a lot of really great EDF designs. We really want to showcase those. There's a lot of really good plans out there already made out of foam board. We want to be able to do that, but also put a power pack in line so people can have success.
Greg Richmond says, a while ago you talked about moving out of the North Canton location. Are there plans to do so?
Yes. Yeah, 2017, again, is going to be an amazing year with a lot of exciting announcements. As soon as we can announce it, we have a location that we're going to be announcing, also what we're going to be doing with it. And just to kind of share our hearts with it is, we love interacting with each other. We love the friendships here. We also want to have a lot of fun and make a lot of memories with you guys as well, too. So this new location, our hope is to be is a place that not only for us, but for you guys to come, fly, make memories, kind of like a Flite Fest
Wonderland
around the year. Yeah.
James Bear says, what other hobbies do you guys have besides RC airplanes? Has working in the RC industry made RC planes more of a job and less of a passion? That's a good question.
That's a really good question. Want me to take it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. First of all, to the latter part of that question, has it removed the passion? Absolutely not. One of our things is our passion is actually people. And the planes and the aviation is a tool we use to connect with people.
Right.
That has not been taken away at all. If anything, we're more passionate than ever about the content we do, the way we do it, and also the meaning behind it. So that's a really good question. We all have other hobbies, and we all have other passions. For me, with my kids, we love flying. We love flying the models, but we actually use full scale or general aviation. We have a Pete and Pole project we're always kind of slowly restoring. We love doing that. We also love woodworking. We've been working for about 3 years now on a big tree house and having a lot of fun in the process doing that. So good bonding time. And really, whenever my side hobbies are, they always try to revolve around my wife and my family to have that connection time.
Good man, good man. Yeah, and obviously you guys know that I'm big in music, and so I play a lot of different instruments, write a lot of music. But something else that I actually started this year was I've always really been interested in World War II. So this year I decided to actually meet some World War II veterans and interview them and get their stories and actually record them. So I have an Instagram account called Memoirs of WWII that you can check out, where I have pictures of the veterans, some of their old pictures from the war, and actually a lot of their amazing stories. And another thing that I'm working on is actually developing a podcast, which will be coming very soon, where you can actually get to listen to the veteran tell their actual story, their account of the war. So the podcast isn't up yet, but we'll be letting you know for sure. But if you go to Instagram, go to memoirs_of_WWII, and you can read all the stories from there. If you know of anybody that you think would have a great story that you'd like for me to share, email me at memoirs.of.wwii@gmail.com, and I'd love to hear from you. And please check out the content, and I'll let you know as soon as the podcasts are ready.
And also with our FT podcasts, oftentimes when we have Josh Scott, we have him share a short story.
Yeah.
So if you want to hear some of those stories now, you can go to our podcast and check those out.
Check it out.
Bill Decker wants to know, is the micro Dollar Tree foam board or Adam's Ready board thing going to happen? I want something small and slow, like a micro Old Fogey or a micro Storch. I own a bunch of Rotor X 1105s, which is a really small motor, runs off of a 4-inch prop, I believe. And I'm begging for a micro. They're begging for a micro home. The micro foam board he's talking about is a sample that we got from Adams, who have done a phenomenal job with helping us kind of spec out our own foam board. I think it's going to happen in the future, but here's a couple key things: is even though it's thinner, it's only about 10% lighter. So you're not really getting the lightweight with the thinner foam board. So when you build small, you still end up with a frame that's pretty heavy. Now Adams is continuing to work with us to try to find a really light material that we can do this in the future. So keep your small, 1105 motors. There's going to probably be a home for them in the future, but it's not going to be in the immediate future.
Got it.
Parker Russell, what's some of the first things you do to do an FPV? I already have the gear for my Versacopter. What should I keep in mind while flying? Beginner FPV. One big thing is get an area that's wide open. Don't get an area that's small. Definitely don't try flying FPV in your home unless you have like little tiny inductrix.
It's good to have a line of sight spotter too.
Yeah. Keep it down low. A lot of people think you got to go high and far to have fun. Keep it down low in an area you're familiar with, and also always be aware of areas you can put down. If there's people around, don't fly. Just get out where you're alone or have a spotter, and you can have experience. But if you have to constantly be cautious about people in your way, it's not going to be very safe for you. So Daniel Borjamian, what kind of color should be used when painting water-resistant foam board? I painted an arrow with airbrush paint, and it doesn't really work in a good way. And there's a good reason for that. Airbrush paint is very passive. It doesn't really bite into the surface. And with our water-resistant foam board, it's actually poly-impregnated, which means it's like plastic impregnated. So you actually need something very bitey. So if you're looking just for general paint, something like Rust-Oleum is really good. Make sure you shake it up really good and have the solvents work. Or one thing also you can do is you can just basically hire a guy named Chad Lewis to paint everything. This is Chad Lewis, and he's awesome, and he paints all of our airplanes for us now. And what you've just recently found is this, right?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a professional graffiti paint. You can get it at a lot of art stores.
Yeah. Let's not talk about your past though, right? And then 94, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now this is solvent based.
Yes, it is.
Solvent based means good bite, and it also flashes off in 2-3 minutes, which is really good. Guys, check out the surface and how that paints.
Ooh la la.
So this is expensive. This is like $8-9 a can.
Yeah.
But it goes a long way, and it gives a really good paint job. And you've even stuck some tape on it, and it holds a lot better. So if you guys want to see more about this, we have some paint tips that's coming up. We'll have a link down below for you.
Javed Ashraf. Hey.
Hi.
Are the brushless motors waterproof? I mean, if we completely insulate the avionics and solder joint on the circuit and the water can get just into the motor, will it short circuit or will the system work?
Brushless motors are waterproof. You can run them underwater. A couple things though, salt water is going to destroy them, so be careful. We have a really cool video on waterproofing electronics that shows motors running underwater. It's really cool, but also gives you a lot of tips on insulating and protecting your electronics. Check it out.
Nice. Timothy Kuwait?
Yep. What?
I'm going to graduate soon. Hey, congratulations. If I wanted to try and make this hobby into a career, are there any suggestions or advice you have for people like me?
Well, there's different aspects of the career too. And one thing that's really cool is aviation, just in general, whether it's full scale or model aviation, is exploding. So now with the 107s, things like that, you can be a career as a drone pilot. Also, if you want to be an airline pilot or dream even bigger, there's a lot of incentives and sign-on bonuses because we are really lacking in people in the aviation field. So check it out. Check out Embry-Riddle. A lot of flight schools local. They can hook you up.
Or you can be a flight test janitor, because Lord knows we need one.
A lot.
Any chance of getting episodes back, or is the vlog here to stay? Well, the episodes never really went anywhere. We still have them every week, two a week.
Depending on what day you check in to check out for video content from Flight Test is going to be what you get. Mondays and Wednesdays, you're going to most likely see me and you.
Episodes.
Or the rest of our great team, classic style episodes.
Yeah.
But Tuesdays and Fridays, you're going to see the vlog, and that's really a behind-the-scenes look at what goes on in the shop, our content we're creating, and also it really exposes the love that we have for each other, our friendships.
If you subscribe, you'll be able to see when all the videos come out, so you'll be able to get your pick of episodes or vlogs or both.
Yeah. Matthew Stevenson says, if you had one wish that would come true next year, what would it be?
No winter.
And world peace.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for your questions. We love answering them, and we love your feedback, so keep it coming.
And even when we're not answering them online, we are reading them all. So please keep posting those up. We love reading them, and also gives us a good laugh, and gives us a good reflection on what we should be doing better.
All right, see you guys next time.
I get anxiety. I just don't know what to do with my hands. Okay.
Tell me if I have any boogies, okay? Thank you.
And if you guys remember back for the flyer, if you all remember back for the flying fire, one more time, and that's ultimately what the Star Destroyer,
the Death Star.
Death Star. I always say Star Destroyer. I don't know why. That's what the Death Star.
I've never seen Star Wars.
I like Jar Jar Binks.
Andrew Williams asks, how did the I don't know if I should do it.
Yeah, Peter Schriepel. Peter Schriepel. At Flight Test. No, not a Flight Test.
So no dirty jokes this time?
There's a dirty joke?
He wants the clean version.
Oh, I get it now.
Go ahead.
All right. Good.
Oh, I get it now. All right.